Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ika Nurulansari. My ID number is 20210600018. Here I would like to explain about problem in translating text. Albert Newbert, whose book on translation is unfortunately not available to English readers, distinguishes between the study of translation as a process and as a product. He states that the missing link between both components of a complete theory of translation appears to be the theory of equivalence relation that can be conceived for both the dynamic and the static model. The problem of equivalence, a much used and abused term in translation studies, is of central importance, and although Newbert is right when he stresses the need for a theory of equivalence relations, Raymond van den Broek is also right when he challenged the excessive use of the term in translation studies and claimed that the precise definition of equivalent in mathematics is a serious obstacle to its use in translation theory. Next is common mistake in translation. The first is the translator ignores some of the text that appears in the source document, and then the translator misinterprets the meaning of the text and the final translation, and then the translator incorrectly identifies abbreviation or misinterprets specific terminology, and then the translator includes text or example that are culturally appropriate for the intended audience, and then the translator is inconsistent in using or defining keyword or phrase throughout the document or across different documents that are part of the same body of work. The last is the translator accepts change to the translation offered by unqualified ad hoc reviewers. The last is translation problem and solution. The first is title. Literally, translation of titles will often fail to grab the prospective audience for the book. It's often being a trivial mistake when it comes to titles. So, editors and translators must be prepared to be creative. The second is stylized language. Translators update the text to refresh it and make it accessible, thereby losing distinctive use of vocabulary and turn of phrase. Therefore, translators are often required to search and examine original material and critiques in both language in order to establish the correct mood, tone, and style. Next is regional dialects. Sometimes regional dialects need a little explanation for English reader because while living in too many unknown cultural references will weaken a book and lose reader, there must still be an essence of something different. That's why length explanation can be cumbersome and force translators to rely on glossaries. Number 4 is strong language. Often translator will clean up the strong language in the original without even realizing, simply because they're not comfortable with it. The difficulty lies in making the translation accessible and relevant without offending more delicate sensibilities. Number 5 is colloquialism. With a good working knowledge of colloquialism, dialect, and slang in the native country, we can get across the meaning and help to come up with English equivalents that are appropriate, don't jar with the reader, and most important, don't date. And then humor. Something hopefully funny in another language can fall flat in English without lengthy explanation that certainly reduces any humor involved. Next is untranslatable words and culture-specific references. Some words, however, simply don't translate. Several translators usually prefers to leave dash in the text and to provide the reader with a glossary, which can serve the purpose of explaining more obscure geographical and cultural references. Number 8 is quotation from other sources. A note should be made of any other sources from which translations are taken and given to the copy editor along with the translator notes. In some cases, permission may be required to reproduce someone else's translation. The last is difficult language. There are some languages for which high-quality translators are few and far between, forcing publishers either to abandon the idea of translating or to rely on the joint effort of both stylist and a native speaker to get the balance right. Alright, I think enough my explanation. Thank you very much for watching my video.